Here in Los Angeles, the final round of the JM Eagle LA Championship presented by Plus Pro is underway. Wilshire Country Club right in the middle of the city. Inaugural edition of this event. It was Cheyenne Knight who started the final round at 9 under. First time she's had the 54-hole lead. Looking to win for the second time a moment ago at the 4th. Ran this one by for par. So a drop shot there. Opened up with a drop shot at the 1st. And so 2 over on the day. And now you've got 4 players sharing the lead at 7 under par. As we take you up to the 10th, Nelly Korda trying to make a run here on day 4 and starting to do just that. Oh, left that one short, which we've seen her do. Miss putts inside of 5 feet the last couple of weeks. Ball striking's been terrific, but trying to get that putter going. So it is 7 under the lead here. Terry Gannon along with Major Champ Morgan Pressel, Tom Abbott in the booth as well, Karen Stupples and Paige McKenzie out on the golf course as the sun has started to break through here in LA. Tom?
Yeah, it was a bit of a cloudy morning, maybe some sunshine for the rest of the day, and a decision to make off the tee here at the 5th, the split fairway with the bunker between the two.
And it very much, Tom, depends on, what you feel with regards to the whole location. Today it's in the centre of the green, so you do have to make a firm choice on right or left.
And that looked like it was close to the bunker, Karen. Karen Stupples out following this final pairing for us. And Cheyenne Knight.
Cheyenne's pretty straight. I imagine her, to take advantage of knowing that she can't run out of room towards the right bunker. And with the flag in the middle of the green, it's really no bother for her to just plonk this one down the right side of this fairway.
She has driven it beautifully all week. Missed her first fairway today. Maybe a little bit of nervousness. But I think that we can't see, but I think that will be okay.
Yep.
To be left of the bunker.
So let's see where we stand right now. 4 players tied for the lead with Cheyenne Knight dropping a couple of shots. It is close here, the final round of the JM Eagle LA Championship.
NBC Sports and the LPGA Tour proudly present the season-long race to the CME Globe. From Los Angeles, California, it's final round coverage of the JM Eagle LA Championship presented by Plus Pro. Starting to warm up here in Los Angeles. It's day 4. Sun's been out throughout the week. Had the marine layer earlier today, though, so through the haze we can see the Hollywood Hills from Wilshire Country Club here in the Hancock Park region of LA. Norman Macbeth Design's been around since 1919. The LPGA back in town at Wilshire, and the fans out in full force here to watch this final round. Downtown just about 6 miles away, and they play for this. One player will raise this for the first time at the end of this final round. Getting interesting, though. 7 under the lead. It was Cheyenne Knight who was up by 2, but not anymore. Out to the 8th. Ronan Yin, who won Palos Verdes recently. This to get it to 7 under. So add another name, Morgan, to that list at 7 under par.
And a player who has recently won on Poa annua greens. Knows what it's like. Just has a lot of confidence.
This is the player making a move today, Alison Lee, for a birdie at 9. Got off to a really hot start. Birdie eagle over the first 2 holes. It's been all pars since then. And Alison Lee, who's not won before, her 163rd start on the LPGA Tour, and it's very much in her mind to try and get that victory. She's got ties to this area. Went to UCLA. She's from the LA area. Lives in Vegas now, but there'll be a lot of support for Alison Lee. A big 9-hole stretch coming up for her. We'll go back to the 5th, and let's find out where those 2 tee shots finish from Karen Stupples, who's down there for us.
Well, Hughes ended up in the bunker. It's got a fairly big lip on it. does only have 143 to the flag. There's a bit of wind into her. If you could hit a high fade from this bunker, you have a chance of getting to that left side of the green without taking on too much of that lip. She does hit a high ball. Oh, she's got a nice fade on this. This is a pretty spectacular shot.
Wow, that is outstanding, Karen. With that lip in front of her, perfect contact. What a shot.
Just by those trees.
Nelly Corder, a second to the 11th. As we talked about yesterday, the difficulty of this hole changes dramatically depending on where they put the flag. A little easier today. Now Cheyenne Knight in a good position off the tee at the 5th.
Oh, fabulous, going down that left side. Really takes all the trouble out off the right out of play. This is an 8-iron from 139.
It's also an easier angle for the slope of the green. Well done, left it below the hole.
And Cheyenne Knight with a birdie putt, and so too Heiran Yu, two players in that final pairing today.
Today's coverage is brought to you by JM Eagle, delivering good water to you. By Skechers Go Golf, comfort-driven styles worn by Brooke Henderson. And by CME Group, where risk meets opportunity.
Back on the 5th hole here, Heiran Yu with a birdie try.
Tom, from this part of the green, it's going to break to the left. It's downhill.
Yeah, just easing it down there, as we've heard all week from the players. Once you get above the hole at Wilshire, you've got to be very careful.
Nata Hataoka a moment ago. She has won here at Wilshire Country Club. Different event, same golf course. 3 under right now. Oh, right at it, and right below the hole too, which is always good here at Wilshire. 11.
Nelly Corder, she's only 2 back. And that one's just gonna miss on the low side. But she's had a lot of near misses this season, and last week kind of summed up the year for me when she made that eagle putt at the last to get within 1 of the playoff. And that's kind of been the story of the season for Nelly. She's been playing really well, but hasn't quite done enough to get the victory. Back over to 5, Cheyenne Knight for birdie.
This is up the hill, Tom. Nice.
First birdie of the day for the overnight leader, and she gets back out in front by 1. Searching for her 2nd LPGA Tour victory, having won in her home state of Texas.
Hannah Green on the way for birdie. This at the 6th. Had a great finish yesterday. Birdie 5 of the last 6 holes, and has played very well here in the past at Wilshire Country Club. So welcome once again, everybody. Terry Gannon along with Morgan Pressel as we are underway here in the final round in LA. So if you're Cheyenne Knight, you started the day with a 2-shot lead. All the focus on you coming into today. First time you've had the 54-hole lead within 4 holes. There's plenty of company up there. Mentally, what does that do to you as a player and the rest of the people who have caught her?
It's very easy to feel like it's slipping away from your grasp. You come into today with the 2-shot lead, have been playing very well, but I was very impressed with that putt she just made on the 5th hole for birdie. It's time to change the mindset from playing defensively like you can with a big lead to now it's time to play aggressively. Tied for the lead with 5 other players before making that putt. It was been bunched all week. Now it's back to being really bunched again, and it's anybody's game out there today.
You've played this golf course and you've played it well. What's it going to take to get it done today?
Yeah, I think the golf course is set up easier today than it has been. It's playing a half a shot under par, where it's played quite challenging over the first 3 days. It's set up for birdies. It's set up for excitement. I think there are 2 keys. 1, patience, and 2, putting. Gotta have to make those putts under pressure. What did we see from Hannah Green yesterday? Birdied 5 of her last 6 holes. We know what's possible around this golf course, especially coming down the stretch. We could also potentially see a disaster. Hopefully not. But it is there. And I think the golf course is set up for a lot of excitement here on Championship Sunday.
Off the tee at the 6th, always the toughest hole here at Wilshire. Cheyenne Knight up by 1 coming off the birdie and finds the fairway. Up on the green. Paige, how about this for Hannah Green?
It shouldn't have too much movement. Yeah, well done. 2-putt, tough hole today.
Always take a par at the 6th. Got that short par 3 next. You're on you. Set to go on the tee here.
Well, you have a couple of bunkers down the right side of this fairway. One that cuts in at 235 and the next one at 276.
Shot.
So keeping that one down the left side nicely.
One of the rookies out on tour. 31 rookies on the LPGA Tour this season.
This is at the par 3 7th. Aditi Ashok, who had the lead coming into the weekend here. And she has this to tie Cheyenne Knight. And that is really well judged for speed. So Aditi Ashok looking for her second victory of the year. She's got a win on the Ladies European Tour, trying to add a first on the LPGA Tour in the shadow of Hollywood. Back on the tee at the 7th with Hannah Green.
103 yards today, playing downhill and a little downwind as well.
Yeah, it's just not a large portion of putting green to aim at there. Let's go back 1 to 6.
Cheyenne Knight second coming up.
Got a long way to go here. 198 to the hole. This is on a really good line now.
Oh, this is terrific. Look at this. Wow, what a shot, Morgan.
Fantastic. From 198 yards. From that distance, all you're really hoping to do is get it on the green. Nearly holes it for an eagle. Reminds me of Aditi on the second round. Slipped out for eagle on this hole. What a shot.
I mean, you hit a good drive. You have nearly 200 yards in it, a par 4, and nearly hole it. You're on you now.
She's got 178 and a 4-iron in her hands. There's a little bit of breeze into the player's face. So probably adding about 10 yards to this shot. She does hit a high ball, so this is a high fade.
Yeah, got the kick.
That'll leave it below the hole. Be a little bit of a slow putt up the hill. I mean, to put that shot in context, you know, there's only been 28 birdies all week on this hole. It's just such a hard hole to get it close.
Here's the winner from Palos Verdes, Ronan Yin.
Got some left now. Coming back. Well, time now for our Volunteers of America tournament summary. And with that, here's Tom Abbott.
Thanks, Terry. The JM Eagle LA Championship started with a bang on Tuesday evening with the opening night party here at the Wilshire Clubhouse. Over 100 LPGA players were in attendance, mingling with invited guests. The evening included a putt for a Porsche competition under the lights. For the pros, there was a raffle featuring over $71,000 worth of prizes, including gifts and gift cards for airlines, grocery stores, and popular online retailers. Well, the final tally is in for money raised during the Chevron Challenge last week. Chevron donated money for every birdie and $1 million for an ace at the 17th. Inji Chun's Saturday hole-in-one secured the 7-figure donation. Chevron raised the birdie amount from 10 to 100 grand on Sunday, and at the end of the week, just shy of $3 million is to be donated by Chevron. And finally, the Arnold Palmer Cup teams have been announced, and among those representing the U.S. are players you've seen recently on the LPGA Tour. Zoe Campos and Amari Avery both played the Chevron Championship last week.
All right, Tom, thanks. Going to see a lot more of those two players, and great to see the money raised for charity last week and this week as well. First time the JM Eagle, the sponsor of this event. Hannah Green taking a look here at the 7th.
Yeah, just a difficult hole location to get close to, given not only its position on the green, but also that it's downwind to a front hole. But this downhill left to right the whole way might pick up speed halfway through.
Did not.
Those are the ticklish ones that you don't want to leave yourself today.
Here at the 8th in the fairway, Aditya Shook. So Didi looking for a first win on the LPGA, had the lead going into the 3rd round and now shares it. All right, below the hole. You for birdie at 6.
And this one's going to go up a little rise in the green. It's enough to take quite a bit of speed off this putt. Going to have to be very positive through the ball here.
Still with a birdie try coming up there. Cheyenne Knight at 6. Go to 9.
And Roning Ian has some work to do coming back the other way. Yeah, well done. I mentioned that putt for a Porsche. A guy called Brendan Feely, who's a member here, lipped out from 80 feet for the Porsche. And
seriously?
I saw a video on somebody's phone, and the ball was in the heart. It was in the heart, and it just jumped out.
Flag in or out?
Flag was out. It was prime for him to be driving away, and
Painful.
painful for Brendan.
All right, back out to the 6, and the putts that actually really count for the tournament right now. Cheyenne Knight could be a big putt for birdie.
Well, and to get back to where she started the day at. I mean, I think this is very telling. You know, great birdie at the previous hole, great shot in here. Shows that she wasn't feeling any real panic from those first couple of holes. I mean, still plenty of golf to play, as you tell yourself, if you get off to that kind of start. This putt downhill, and from the way the bunker's sitting right behind her, I have a feeling this has to be moving just a hair to the right.
And it did.
It's like almost a push off of her putter face to start there. Never had that out far enough to the left.
Xiu Lin at 1 under on the day. Here at the 8th, moment ago, the approach. Good round yesterday, 66. Yeah, right over the top of it. Would you feel more pressure or a putt for a Porsche or a birdie at 6 in the last round of the tournament?
Oh, definitely for the Porsche.
Yeah. It might. Nelly Korda, this at 12 to get it to 6 under. Meanwhile, par putt at 6 for Cheyenne Knight.
And just going about her normal routine here. Yeah, no need to rush anything, rush the process. Got to really stick with it. And she knows what the line does. That's the good thing about going past.
Yeah, and Karen, that's what she talked about going into this final round. She's won before, but it wasn't on the lead going into the final round. So she said, I'm just going to keep doing what I've been doing, stay within my routine, same thought process.
Yeah, I like what she said. I know I'm going to be nervous. There's that anticipation before you get to the first tee, even that morning routine that has a little butterflies in it. She admitted to that.
Aditya Shook, this for birdie at 8. Hopped right away. Took that speed off. And Ron Yu for par at 6.
Don't anticipate this being a problem.
I like that little bit of a routine she's doing there to square her shoulders just a little bit before she takes the putter back.
22-year-old from South Korea who's a rookie, looking for a first win on tour, but has won 5 times on the Korean LPGA, so she knows how to win golf tournaments. Xiu Lin to get it to 7 under here at the 8th.
I think players in this group, Terry, without a whole lot of pressure on them going into the day, and Xiu, also known as Janet, has been playing very well lately. It's kind of only a matter of time, we think, before she might win. Aditi knows she's played really well up until yesterday. Had a little bit of a rough day, but still, she knows she's got the game.
Third to last pairing. They started the day at 5 under. Xiu Lin goes back to back to get within 1. Very much in the thick of it. To 7.
Looking back up towards the tee. Just a short par 3. I mean, it can prove to be difficult, as you can see there. Not a huge amount of green to work with. Take a little look at the bio for Cheyenne Knight. 26 years of age, reaching from the Woodlands, Texas, but now lives in Aledo, Texas. And one LPGA Tour win, which came in the Lone Star State. She won the Ascendant LPGA. What do you think, Karen?
Well, I think you're right when it comes to this par 3 being quite tricky, Tom. I mean, it's in a tiny little portion of the front of the green. She's got a gap wedge out. But you're talking, I mean, you've got, 10 yards total of green in that area. It's 5 yards either side. I mean, you don't have even much to land it on. You've got to control your spin as well, because you don't want to land it on the front and let it spin on back down too, because that could end up anywhere. It has to require such a precise shot. Yet you've got a gap wedge in your hand, and how often do you practice shots teeing up a gap wedge? So precision is a must.
She's eyeing it like she likes it. It's a smart play. That's where most players today, I would assume, have ended up. It's anywhere in between clubs. You have to err on the long side.
It's one of those here at 8 for Aditi Ashok for par.
She was solid with them yesterday.
Yeah, put herself in a position yesterday on the front 9 where she had to make a lot of those and made most of them. Good putt there. 8 under the lead. Knight and Ashok here in the final day at LA. One off the lead. Hannah Green, her second at the 8th.
Just 94 yards really pushed her drive down here. Hole location in the front.
Yeah, starting to come back. Have a good look at it to share the lead at 8 under. Well, she's major champ, and we look ahead to the major championship that she won. From Baltusrol this time, KPMG Women's PGA Championship comes your way June 22nd through the 25th on NBC, Golf Channel, and Peacock. One of the great venues in rotation this year. And the first of 5 majors last week, the Chevron Championship. Lilia Vu won that. We're back out to 7.
Cheyenne Knight down the hill.
Tom, this requires quite a bit of touch from this part of the green, and I know that you've seen quite a few from this spot. Breaking to the right.
It's a bit of a multi-breaker, Karen. Might come left at the end.
That's the one thing she didn't want to do, Karen, was leave it an awkward length above the hole. This is at the 11th, and some movement on this putt for Alison Lee. Now just asking for it to sit. Dropped a shot at 10, so back on 6 under par, 2 behind. And Heiran Yu hit a nice tee shot in here, spun it back to this point, so she's got a putt to get to 7 under.
It requires quite a bit of courage, Tom, to play a shot that's past the hole and sort of towards that bunker and get it to spin back to here. We've just got to make up some ground. Still a little bit downhill with this putt. And I too like that move she makes there, Morgan.
Couldn't get that shot back that she dropped on the opening hole. She did well to make a bogey on the opening hole. She missed the green quite a way to the left and then knocked a chip shot over the green. It hit at Marshall's foot, which stopped it from going too far by. This is at the 9th. And Aditi Ashok has second.
Just ideally something 5-10 feet left of this flag stick, Tom. Ended up there. Got a little help from the side of the bunker.
Yeah, it's quite a steep slope on the side of that bunker. You never quite know which way it's going to bounce once you pitch it into that area. Now Cheyenne, that it gives a great look at how far short she was, Karen, and this is a really difficult putt.
It is. I mean, we've already seen, you know, putting in general this time of day is pretty difficult. And you're kind of kicking yourself because you've left it this much short. You have to leave all those emotions behind you. And, you know, Morgan was saying that might have a little left movement at the end, so she has to think about that right now and not what happened.
Well, you're going to feel like you've really given one away there with a good tee shot.
Yeah, it's playing relatively easy today, this 7th hole. 15th easiest hole, 15th hardest hole, 3rd easiest hole, and you give away a 3-putt like that.
Birdie try. Hannah Green on the way. Yeah, work back the other way. Still trying to figure out the greens.
Always trying to figure out the greens here.
True. True. All pars for Hannah Green so far. Roning Yin now. Second on the way at 10. All the way up top to that whole location. Have some break in it from there, though. A chance to get it to 8 under. First time winners. We've had 3 players break through this year. Lilia Vu, who won again, obviously, last week for her 2nd win of the season at a major championship. Roning Yin, Palos Verdes, Grace Kim at the Lotte Championship in Hawaii. Hey, Ron, you trying to join that group. Went for the first time on the LPGA Tour. On the tee at the 8th.
I always found this tee shot tricky. You've got the branker down the right side, and then if you bail out left, you've got a whole bunch of bunkers there waiting for your tee shot. This is her patented high fade to the fairway.
I just absolutely love her golf swing. I think it's just such effortless power. The way she exits the ball through the shot to the left. It's really textbook.
Coming off the drop shot, Cheyenne Knight.
Got to regroup again here. You know, this is, you know, winning tournaments is not easy. You expect some adversity as you're going round. You've got to relish that challenge. This one's down the right side. Doesn't need a big kick. Okay, it's good.
She was bogey free in a round of 67 yesterday, but has made 3 bogeys already today through the first 7 holes.
Just some pressure. Pressure makes everything a little bit tighter. Your movement's a little bit faster.
Now DT has the lead. This is for a birdie. Said this has been the difference maker for her the last few weeks on the LPGA Tour. This club, and she starts to get the putter working. Watch out.
And part of it is that new putter, Tom, that she put in the bag just this week. It definitely seems to be working better for her this week. I think she feels more comfortable.
This is the player who's made a big move today. This is Javi Boonchan, as second to the par 5 15th. They moved the tee up today. And if that climbs up onto the top level, she is going to have a putt for an eagle if it just stays there, which it's going to do. The 23-year-old from Bangkok, who has 1 win on the Epsom Tour. She won the Tour Championship on that tour, and now she's 1 away from the lead here.
Hey guys, what's that?
This is the 9th, and this is Aditi Ashok for a par. Stay at 8 under. Good outward 9 from Aditi. Out in 3 under, no drop shots. And chasing that first LPGA win.
Running in, this for birdie at 10.
This should have a pretty good right to left break.
Good read. Yep.
Gets it in on the low side. Nicely done.
Sharing the lead. And back to the 8th. Night on the way.
That was from 113.
Didn't quite get the spin. Okay, though. Try to settle in a little bit at this point.
Eagle putt here for Boonchand at the 15th. Still should be a birdie. That'll take her into a tie for the lead. A rookie on the LPGA. She's good pals with Gina Kim, who we just mentioned, and Gina caddied for her at the Q School. Said she learned quite a lot caddying for her pal. She's already a winner. Maybe Boonchand will be able to follow her into the winner's circle today.
Back at the 8th. A look at this birdie putt coming up for Cheyenne Knight.
Well, then this is one of those strange ones. There's a little bit of break off the right side of this green. There's a little mound, but then it's going to go back to the right. As I seem to be inundated by a bunch of pollen right now.
You can't often see slope on the monitor, but I feel like with the way this camera angle is, you could really tell how severe this 8th green is.
Yeah.
As well done.
Up to the 10th. Aditi Ashok on the tee, and Paige is out there.
Yeah, 270 yards. The bunker on the right. This, it looks like she's leaning right. Oh, but well short of that bunker. And may have a little bit of trouble in that rough.
Yeah, with the whole location in the back today, won't have to worry too much about not being able to generate spin.
Second at the 11th for Roning Ian.
She leads the field, Tom, and greens in regulation so far this week. I feel like that's been a very correlating stat to the top of the leaderboard. Players who have hit a lot of greens this week.
Yeah,
just because of how difficult the greens are.
Yeah, her strokes gained approach and ball striking stats are strong this year, Roning Ian. Let's go to 8.
Here on you for par now, Karen?
Oh, I know. She was in a great spot in the fairway. Pretty similar to where we saw Cheyenne play from. Came up well short of the green and then chipped to here. I really feel like she's trying to push things just a little bit, trying to be so precise and so perfect, and it's just not happening for her right now.
Well, she talked a little bit about that, her experience at Drive On, being in the final group. Wonderful putt there, good save, but just feeling the pressure, feeling a little bit quick with her pace, and said, I'm going to learn from that and try and improve out here today. I think that might settle her down.
Reminder, the Hanwha Life Plus International Crown Team Match Play competition coming your way next week. Take you up to the Bay Area of California, TPC Harding Park. Best players from the top 8 countries. Crown.lpga.com. You can check that out. So from Wilshire Country Club to TPC Harding Park. Pretty good. 2 straight weeks after Chevron last week in the Woodlands.
This player will be there, Roning Ian. She'll be representing China. Made a switch with her putting. Went to left-hand low for Saturday's 3rd round. And she really feels like the putter and the putting this week is the key for her. We know she's a good ball striker, but can she get this club to work as she comes down the stretch here? One on the Poe greens at Palos Verdes, which is not too far away from here, maybe an hour's drive.
Yeah. Although it's always,
relatively speaking.
yeah. I mean, never know in LA.
Par putt for Hannah Green at 9. Yeah, well done. She's hanging in there, has played well at this golf course before and has a lot of confidence at Wilshire. Back on the tee at 9, Cheyenne Knight.
Completely blind tee shot, Tom, as you know.
Yeah, you just pick a spot in the distance to AMAT, and the El Royale condominium building has the sign there on the roof, and you pick out a letter and that's your aiming point. Just went into a drain there, so she'll get a drop. That final pairing taking the stroll up number 9. Back in the final round of the JM Eagle LA Championship, and we've got 3 players tied for the lead. There's a number of players that could win this. I mean, even look down towards Nelly Corder there, playing the par 5 15th. She's only 2 back. Alison Lee trying to get her first win. Gemma Driver dropped a couple of shots early in the round, but has made a birdie to get it back to 5 under par. So plenty of time left for players to make a charge.
Sharing the lead at 8 under. Roning Yin on the tee at the 12th. Throughout the week, the fourth toughest hole on the golf course. Today playing 170, the par 3.
Only 5 birdies today on this hole. Hole location close to that false front. If you want to get it close, you've got to use the false front, bounce it in there. The greens have definitely firmed up. Gets a very soft bounce from the fringe. Fortunate there. It's going to have a significant amount of break, that putt. But a good leave.
Looks like Mitch Moon from the LPGA, the official there, just giving the ruling to Cheyenne Knight.
Yeah, found herself in a little drain, so obviously going to get relief from that. It's good to, was official there, and he was close by, so easy to have him come over and make sure that everything is above board.
What sort of shot does she face? Is she first to go?
Yua's already played, so she kind of knows how things are going to react. But
143, 155, 54. Sorry, 154. 143, 154. Downwind. Off the left, just on the front. Yeah. So it's so like just under 40.
Downwind.
Huh?
35.
Yeah, 35 is good. Yep, I like that. Be close. Yeah, I mean.
I'm gonna like that a little bit.
Okay, be aggressive with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, good enough.
Downwind and shoot bounce.
Yeah, sure.
so what makes this difficult? You heard them talking about the downwind. It's a pretty good downwind right now. And then when the ball lands, it's going to land on a downslope. Landing it short pretty much ensures it will land on that downslope. And then because of the slope of this green, it should kick as well to the left. Really hard to get close to this flag unless you can hit a high fade.
I like this play though, Karen, playing to be below the hole. Did she lose it to the right?
Karen, can you just update us where that
Sure.
went?
It just landed on the backside of that bunker and kicked left, and she's got an uphill putt. She's right at the very front of the green.
Yeah, okay. Not the end of the world there.
Yeah, it's a good leave. Going to be a slow putt.
Second for Aditya Shook at 10.
134 yards out of the rough. She's going to have to grip down. Oh, that's coming out very nice.
Yeah, really well judged out of there.
And with the whole location in the back, able to get it close coming out of the rough. Nicely done.
Chiu Lin in the fairway, right along the edge.
Yeah, hit a wonderful drive. It was a little into the wind. Now mostly left or right on this approach. Slightly uphill lie and ball slightly above her feet, but only 98 yards remaining. This could be a great opportunity, Morgan, for her to stick one close.
Ideally, just short and just left of this flag stick would be the ideal place to putt from. Had a club short there.
Don't want to
don't want to get it above the hole. And I think that was probably in her mind. If she was in between clubs at all, you err on that short side.
Jump up to the birdie try just off the green at 12 for Roning in.
All about how this reacts coming out of the fringe. I think it'll push right hard off the fringe, almost bounce right. Might need to play a little extra left to right break here.
Left herself a little bit for par. One of the better rounds on the golf course, though. 4 under on the day. As you all mark, we'll take a look at the current standings on the Epson Tour, the road to the LPGA. Top 10 players at the end of the season receiving their 2024 LPGA Tour card. Gabby Ruffles with the lead. Savannah Valabi launched her first career Epson Tour win, though, at the Copper Rock Championship in Utah yesterday with the win. Big jump from a share of 57th to 4th in that race. Right back out to the 9th.
To Hye-Ran Yu, who cut her teeth on the Korean LPGA Tour, which has had success. 5 wins out there. This for a birdie at 9.
Well, and Rookie of the Year too in 2020, so just an accomplished player all round. Uphill, Tom. This putt will break right.
Look at how much break she's playing on this. That's how severe this 9th green is. Just carried a fraction too much pace. I think had the right line there, Tom.
Yeah, that was going to be above the hole there slightly, isn't it? Coming back. Trying to think of the way that green slopes here. It's going to have some movement on it, that's for sure.
It's going to have a good bit of right to left break still remaining.
Now Cheyenne Knight.
So much of this golf course and playing well is where you position your second shot. And Morgan, you were absolutely correct. You've got to be short and to the right of this hole as you approach it. I mean, this is just, I mean, it's not, you know, you'd like to be closer, but it's much easier putting uphill.
I've seen a few players leave this putt short here. See if Cheyenne can judge the distance.
She did well with the pace. Let's go to 10.
Lengthy one at 10 for birdie. Xiyu Lin.
Yeah, and it's a slow one. The same reason it was difficult to challenge his back hole location, because you don't want to be long. It's going to be difficult to get this ball all the way to the hole because you don't want to leave yourself a 3-footer behind it.
Good putt. You can't be too aggressive with that. She wasn't. Should tap in, stay at 7 under, 1 back. How wide open is this thing come the back 9, huh?
I mean, there are 9 players within 2 shots of the lead, and plenty more just behind that.
Yeah. Running in for par at 12, and now you've got the 3 easiest holes throughout the week on the golf course, and a couple of them are par 5s, 13, 14, 15.
Now Yu's putt for a par here at 9, Karen.
As you were saying, it's just not easy. It's going to break to the left. You can't help but wonder, when you're nervous, Morgan, how much that communication that she's been struggling with Sean, her caddy, is really hurting her.
Yeah, a bit of a language barrier there between the two of them. Let's go to 10.
Aditi for birdie.
Said that one of the keys for her today was going to be hitting it closer, giving herself more birdie opportunities. That was a good one there. It's tough. You don't want to let those slide when you do have those opportunities.
Cheyenne Knight just to clean up the par putt at the 9th.
It really is, Tom. I mean, you think there's nothing much in this, but there's, at this stage of the game, they still give you little nerves.
Well, especially having seen other players struggle from this distance, you know, playing alongside them during the week, and also maybe players having their own issues just getting the ball in the hole with these greens late in the day. The El Royale, a landmark in this area. Back on the tee at the 11th with Aditi Ashok.
Wind directly helping off of this tee that's elevated, headed towards down the middle.
Turning into quite a nice afternoon out there with the sun breaking through. Oh, Aditi just finding a little divot there in the fairway, I think. It's been an interesting year for the player from India. You look at where she started the season in Kenya on the Ladies European Tour, where she won. Then she had a third-place finish in Morocco, second in Saudi Arabia. Came over to the US, and the putter just stopped working for her. She missed 3 cuts in a row and suddenly got the putter to work here, get some confidence in the game, made a switch with the equipment, as Morgan mentioned. And she's back to the sort of form where she started the year. Dad on the bag.
Jump all the way to 18, the final hole, a par 3. Pernilla Lindberg setting up. It's playing 155 today, and Morgan, it is not an easy finishing hole.
No, the whole location today, maybe the most generous of the week. Take that lightly, though. It's still not very generous. What a shot here from Pernilla.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Bunkers, green runs away from you diagonally, and then a steep drop off to the left and long as well.
Here's Boonchant trying to set a target in the clubhouse.
And that's how you play well on this golf course, Tom. You hit 16 out of 16 greens. This one's going to come up short. Look like a missed club. Look like a good golf swing. But that's the key to playing well on this golf course, is really keeping yourself in position.
Really good round yesterday. Gemma Dryborough, 29-year-old from Scotland, hit 66 yesterday. This to get it to 6 under here at 10.
Very slow putt here. Similar to the one we just saw Xiu Lin leave just short.
Like that.
It's so steep. It's just hard, difficult to hit it hard enough.
Cheyenne Knight back on the tee here at 10.
Wind a little bit off the left. And that's a good position right there.
Yeah, that's the driving that we've been used to seeing for the first 3 days from Cheyenne, not even having to look at it. She's been really solid off the tee.
Hey, Ron, you're talking about being in that final group, the drive-on championship. What she learned from that, she said she really played defensively too, and was going to try to change that today. But maybe that comes into play. You're talking about her trying to press a little bit on the opening 9 holes.
I have to think that's got to be the case when you think about everything, you know, that she experienced there, and maybe one chance of being in contention on the LPGA isn't enough for you to learn everything you need to learn in order to go ahead and get that win. Every time you tee it up and you're in that final group, you have an opportunity to learn something and gain from it. I think that's what you need to take away no matter what happens during the course of the day. She is a longer player here, Terry, and she does have a really high natural fade. With the wind off the left, that might exaggerate it, and she might try and keep this one down the left.
She has won 5 times in Korea, so she knows how to win, but winning on the biggest stage on the LPGA Tour is a whole nother animal.
Watching it because of the bunkers, rough right there. You can see it at least sitting up. 1 over on the round, made bogey at the first. You did. Up to 11.
Xiu Lin out of position here. It's going to be a difficult bunker shot, Paige.
It's going to be very difficult to get all the way to the green. 145 yards. It is downwind, but because of the lip size in front of her, I don't know if she's going to get enough club on it.
Looks like she has just almost a sand wedge in her hand here.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
Trying to play short and left, give herself a chance to make par. Smart play. When you're out of position around this golf course, you can't try to be the hero. Just have to take your medicine.
Boonchant, her third at 17. She's going to try and run it down the green. Got off to a nice start to the year. Finished 17th in her home country of Thailand. And her 3 rounds in the 60s coming into this week have all been in her home country. Back to 11 and Ashok.
You were correct. Out of a divot, 136 yards. She was rehearsing a punch swing. Guaranteed solid contact. That was excellent.
Oh, yeah. Hop it over the edge of the bunker.
Out of that lie, Tom. That was wonderful. It's easy to lose it right when you're trying to squeeze something out, especially out of a divot. Punch it. Well done.
Now is this for par at the 17th to stay at 8 under par. Remember, she's tied for the lead. Oh, how costly at this point for her as she tries to put that number up on the board. Go to the 13th, it's a par 5. Move the tee back for the final round. Roning Yin's third shot. Flag tucked to the back of this narrow green, and that's a really good one. A couple of good ones in that group. Sarah Kemp playing alongside her. Sarah's fallen back slightly today. This is how things look. Boon Chant is going to fall out of that tie for the lead. Roning Yin has a chance for a birdie. This is a moment to go. The third for Lin at the 11th.
Yeah, and she's going to have to manufacture something up through the fringe in order to get this anywhere near the hole.
It's a nice hole. Look at that. Wonderful imagination from Shiyu Lin. Mentioned that was a moment ago. Now live with Aditi Ashok for her birdie.
Yeah, and this moving left to right. At the end, it may want to tip back the other way.
I feel like that started quite on the line where she was looking. It's easy, the left to righter, to almost help it break. It's that quick down the hill.
Fairway at 10, second from 9.
This is a 9-iron. It's got a little draw into that wind.
She's stayed very calm and very patient so far today. Has had some adversity, but hasn't shown it outwardly.
Roning in for the birdie at 13. No, no, no. And it's confused her going back to take a look.
She stood up on that almost right away, Tom.
Sarah Kemp did make her birdie there, so she's back to level par for the day. Now, Janet Lin at the 11th. Yeah. Well, two of the Chinese players in the Hanwha Life Plus International Crown for China are on the leaderboard, Shiyu Lin being one of them.
Tom, a reminder, NBC Sports Championship season, Move My Pods, continues with the Kentucky Derby coming your way next Saturday at noon Eastern on NBC and Peacock. Forte, the favorite, 2-1, 5-2. You like Kings Barnes, right?
I love the name. Love the golf course.
Yeah, exactly.
Good par putt there. Have you ever been, either one of you, to the Kentucky Derby?
Yes,
I
that
have
one
not.
worked.
I've never been.
Ayaka Fudaway add another name to the list that's got a chance here. 7 under and 1 off the lead. Oh, just. It's going to end up great.
What a bounce.
I know. Chance to share there.
In the penultimate pairing, this is Hannah Green, second. See if she can work it towards that flag. It's kind of protected by the bunker. She is just can't believe that's come back. I wonder if it just pitched on the side of that sprinkler. I mean, it was soft kind of area there short of the green.
Jarvi Boonchen at 7 under, tee at 18. Top Tracer Technology presented by Progressive Insurance. Ball flight.
With as bunched up as this leaderboard is, 8's not going to be enough with the birdies that are available coming down the stretch, but it might give the leaders just something to think about.
Final pairing here at 10. Cheyenne Knight. What a shot in here.
Oh, it was just fabulous. I mean, she used the trajectory. She kept the ball down a little bit and allowed it to draw into the wind. I mean, it was just magnificently well played. Easy birdie.
And it would have been easy with those early bogeys to really start trying to press and do things that are out of your comfort zone. She hasn't done that.
She has stayed very patient, very calm, and that's not easy to do under pressure, especially when things aren't going your way.
So 3 at the top. And Xiu Lin and Didier Shook wait on the tee at the 12th. Wind blowing a little bit out there now.
It is. It's blowing a little bit, a little protected from where the players are currently standing, but it should be helping and left to right. Hole location today difficult to access, only 7 paces beyond the false front on this green, and players, it's 170 yards, so hitting mid-iron into this green, so going to be difficult to get close to this hole location today.
When I saw Xiu on the range today, I said, "What's new?" She said, "Actually, I have some new irons." Said she's been struggling with the shafts of her irons, put stiff shafts in for Palos Verdes. Been playing with them since then. Hasn't really felt like her timing has been great. So Dave, her caddy, drove down to Carlsbad on Wednesday to pick up a new set of irons so she would have them ready to play on Thursday. These are the shafts that she has now are in between a stiff and a regular, and she's really felt confident with them so far this week.
Got to be a big boost of confidence too when you make a change like that and it feels comfortable. Practice round and then the opening couple of rounds.
She didn't play a practice round with them. She put them in.
Thursday was the first day.
Thursday was the first day she played with them. She hit some balls
Wow.
after Dave got back on Wednesday afternoon, but
Chad Knight, her drive at 11.
This looks pretty good, Tom.
Yeah, pipe that one.
Didier Shook on the tee at 12 now.
Relatively narrow green for the club approach that they're hitting in, but this towards the center.
it's the difference between landing into that false front and carrying it. It just takes a huge hop downwind. Those are going to be 2 tricky putts.
Up at 18, Jarvi Boonchant left her second in the bunker. Has a bogey putt coming up. Footaway on the way. There it is. Brilliant finish, 65, which matches the best we've seen today.
Birdie's her last 3 holes, 4 of her last 5.
Wow. Chela Choi had a 65 earlier, but Bianca Footaway in the clubhouse at 8 under par. That's a number posted. Long putt for birdie at 12. Didier Shook.
And it was distance control on the long putts that gave her a little bit of issue yesterday. This is going to be pretty speedy, moving from right to left.
Yeah, left quite a few short yesterday. Boonchant for bogey a moment ago at 18. A great round going and still a very good final round, but found bunker here at the par 3 and a 67 2 back. Second short par 4, 14 rolling in.
Hole location today all the way in the back right. Wonderful shot.
One of the best we've seen at the 330-yard par 4. Back to 12. Xiu Lin. Look for birdie.
It's a look. Pretty good length. Moving again from right to left down this hill. It's one of those holes, Morgan, that I feel like throughout the entire week, if you hit the center of the green, no matter where the hole location is, take your 2 putts and move on. It's that type of hole.
Yeah, Caroline Inglis the other day said COGIT, center of green. That's a great acronym for everybody at home to remember on most holes. Center of the green usually doesn't get you in a lot of trouble. Same thing that Aditi did. Just tough to get that too aggressive with that, with almost a waterfall green.
The second at the 11th for Cheyenne Knight.
From 126 has a wedge out, and it's tucked in that right corner of the green today, Tom. Ooh.
Took a big first bounce, but it's okay.
Center of the green.
Doesn't usually get you in a lot of trouble.
Not going to hurt you. Get connected with the LPGA on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. A lot of different ways these days, Tom.
It's just overwhelming at times, isn't it?
Tough to keep up, isn't it?
But if you need to keep up with it, well, you should keep up with it.
Why we remind you.
Yeah, there's plenty of options.
Shiyu Lin to save par at 12.
And this putt, again, just down the hill, and I agree with you on Morgan, because that false front is looming and you're standing quite a bit above it, it does feel like that's why the players in this group were both tentative.
No problem. Lydia Shook move the coin back. Jump up to the 14th. Roning in. Excellent approach. And sole possession of the lead at 9 under. 5 under on the round.
I put together a nice clean card today. Really, her putting looks really solid.
Trying to win for the second time this season, and within about an hour of each other, down Palos Verdes and now here in LA. Meanwhile, this for par for Aditya Shook.
And that was a great visual in front of her. Same line, because she had to move her mark, and center of the cup from Lin.
Stays at 8 under, got the par 5 next.
Back over to the 11th. Cheyenne Knight looking at her birdie try, and should be some left to right in this one, Karen.
Tom, you've probably seen quite a few putts from this point, because this whole location is just brutal to get close to unless you're on the very far left of the fairway, and let's face it, nobody wants to take on what's down on the left. Let's see if she can get the speed right. She's been a little bit tentative with these downhillers so far today, and although this looks pretty downhill, at the bottom of the slope, which is about, I'd say, 3 steps away from the hole, it's going to really flatten out and almost want to go back uphill towards the hole. I think this is the perfect hole for Caroline Inglis's cogging it. Got to be at the centre of green here.
See if she can dial that speed in on this line. Oh, it just turns so much.
That looked good for a long time, Tom. Good roll. That's all you can control. Put the best stroke on it that you can.
This is the tee shot at the 13th. DTS shot.
Tee back today on this par 5, slightly into the wind.
Big fall off to the left. It's kind of like a fairway 2 halves. If you're on the right side, it's fine. When you're on the left, it all gathers down towards the barranca. This is the other par 5 on the back 9. The 15th, they've moved the tee up today, and this is Roning Yin's tee shot.
It's way down there, Tom.
Yeah, players drive it down to that crosswalk. They can take a drop off the crosswalk if they so choose between those 2 white lines. It's the final round of the JM Eagle LA Championship. Roning Yin in a good position off the tee at 15.
Inaugural edition of this event, but the LPGA has been here recently, and the winners, Nasa Hataoka last year Brooke Henderson, 2021, Minjee Lee, and it was Maria Jutanagar. Emotional win, breaking through with the win. Her sister area there near the 18th green, both in tears as she won back in 2018. So 2023, and now the JM Eagle LA Championship coming down the stretch today. Back out to the play at 15th.
Yeah, Alison Lee, mentioned her earlier in the day, started birdie eagle but has dropped 2 shots since then, so back on 5 under. That was an eagle putt at the 15th, so she's going to get to 6 under par. I think would need to run the tables to get her first victory here, but you never know. Back out to the 13th, the other par 5, and Shi Lin's second from the rough.
273 yards. She's got a slight uphill lie. Pretty heavy grass around the ball. I anticipate this is just a layup to get it in position for her third.
Just trying to chase something down there up the right, give herself a good angle. And back left hole location today.
Hannah Green on the green for birdie at 12.
She got the opportunity last week to work with her coach, Richie Smith, who was caddying for Minjee Lee. He said that one of the things that they worked a lot on was her putting, that her stroke shape was off. And that was well off with her distance control there.
Quite a bit left there. Check out the insights from KPMG. This is right about there. Right after this, the par 5 is where she had that charge yesterday. Birdied 5 of the last 6 holes. 5 under during that stretch. Look at the feet of putts made. Needs it today. And there is that confidence you have coming down the stretch today based on what you did yesterday. Meanwhile, at 13.
Second shot for Ashok. Talked about her gaining some length. Not quite enough to get home in 2.
That's going to leave an awkward shot right there. Short-sided.
Tried to be aggressive and it didn't quite pay off. We'll see what happens with the third. This is Roning Yin, the leader, at the 15th. The flag today at the back of the green. The players can see the flag.
One of the things that Roning said that she gained or learned from winning just down the road recently at Palos Verdes was, I belong here. And I think that we're seeing that in her play today. She knows that she's won out here. That's going to fall down just to the bottom of that slope, but still going to leave her an eagle attempt. But she is playing like she belongs here, like she knows she can get this done.
Back here at 12, Hannah Green trying to stay at 7 under.
Just an inside right putt here. Needs to be firm with this one.
Yeah! Got to commit to that, don't you? Those 5-6 foot putts. Wow. All pars today.
And that can just be so frustrating.
So the final pairing back on the tee. It'll be Cheyenne Knight first to go. We'll get a look at the ball flight. This tee shot here at the par 3 with our top tracer technology presented by Progressive Insurance.
Club of choice is a 6-iron here. There is still some helping wind off this line, even though it's a little bit off the left. So Cheyenne has been hitting the draw today, so it might kind of knock a little bit off that, which will help get the ball to stop a little bit quicker. There is that false front that you can either pitch into and let it hop up, or you can land it on top.
Karen, I think that's the only way to get it close is to bounce it up on the false front. Otherwise, it just lands too firmly. That wasn't too bad. That took a fairly soft bounce.
Not much margin for error there with the drop off left, and Green's firming up 9 under, the lead here on the final day in LA.
Back at the 13th, and the third shot here for Aditi Ashok.
A mistake to leave it on this left side. Only 4 paces over the fringe to this whole location. Going to be difficult to get enough spin.
stage. You can see the ball of Shi Yu Lin. She's knocked her third shot to there, so she's going to have a putt for a birdie. Meanwhile, the compatriot at the 15th, Roning Yin, for an eagle up the hill, and a really good go. That should be a birdie, increase her lead, get her to 10 under par.
You're on you, just off the green at 12 for birdie.
Has to go up. Some of that false front was quite lucky to get it to hang on the edge of the green.
Oh, Karen.
Get up.
That was very odd.
Wow.
That, I don't know if that hit something or just wiggled straight left.
I mean, right off the putter.
I mean, first we just saw Hannah Green struggle with distance control on this green, and now Heron.
Here's Roning in at the 15th. 8 under par is the target in the clubhouse at the moment. Roning to get it to 10 under. Yeah. 3 to play. Difficult hole at 17. 18, there's danger, but I'm just missing out there from Aditi Ashok at the 13th. The 18th hole playing a little easier today than it has done on previous days. So just a 5 for Aditi at the 13th. Go back to 12.
Birdie try, Cheyenne Knight.
Allowing for a good bit of break here.
This hole has seemed to confuse these last few groups with both the line and the pace.
Meanwhile, Shi Yu Lin, who's come close to winning in the past on the LPGA page, but maybe she'll be able to pull something out of the bag today and get it done.
Should be a comfortable read for her, moving right to left, just gradually the whole way, maybe just outside the hole, an inch.
Came close on a number of occasions last year, including a playoff loss to Nana Kurtz-Madsen.
You with this left for par quite a bit.
It is, and it's a little bit unlucky with that ricochet that she took. She's been better than that in terms of stroke-wise, and that's going to hurt.
She just really hasn't had her best stuff today. I think she's got a lot of game and just needs to be in this position a bit more often to feel more comfortable.
Started the day at 7 under, 2 off the lead, but now is 5 back. 16T, Yin ready.
Going with less than driver here, no need with her length. Fairway runs out up the right. She likes it. It's all about position here off the 16th fairway. The whole location back right today.
It's 11 birdies at 16 so far today. Cheyenne Knight left with this for par.
Don't see much in this at all. Just a little bit up the hill.
A pretty good 2-putt. Not much stress after the birdie attempt. So 8 under, and she has steadied somewhat after the early bogeys. 2 off the lead of Roning in here, the final round. T at 14, Aditi Ashok, 2 off the lead.
Clubbing back just to not run through the fairway. It's about 230 yards to the bunker right in the middle of the fairway. No need to chase any more than that.
14 playing a little tougher than it has first 3 days. That back hole location.
Here's Hannah Green at the 13th, her third shot.
She's got a much better
today, Morgan.
Yeah, much better angle here from where Hannah played from.
Massive bounce. Still got a chance for a birdie, though. Well, she joked yesterday about only winning big trophies, and by big she means physically big trophies. She won the KPMG Women's PGA, which is a hefty trophy, and then she won in Portland the same year. That's massive, the trophy in Portland. The one here, the new one, it's big. It's a big trophy.
Not as big as Portland.
Not quite as big as Portland. The key is how heavy it is. Nobody quite knows. It's a brand new trophy.
Have you picked it up?
I have not picked it up. So we'll see how that goes later.
They'll handle it. Whoever wins will handle it. It'll be fine. Nelly Corda on the tee at the last. It's a good final round. Morgan 3 under. He's going to come up short, though.
Yeah, she's still going to be disappointed in the fact that she just hasn't made enough putts these last 2 weeks.
Paige has made her way to Roning in. Second shot 16.
126 yards. Whole location in the back, only 4 paces behind it.
Well done.
That's a good spot to putt from there, Terry. Just a little bit of right to left break. Good looking putt for a right-hander.
Xiyu Lin in the bunker at 14 for her second.
You know, you look at Xiyu Lin, she had 3 second-place finishes last year. So many times it's been so close. And she always maintains such a positive attitude. This one caught this heavy.
Yeah, a lot of sand there. Next one will be no bargain.
Cheyenne Knight second at the 13th.
She has 249 to the front. But in an ideal world,
Yeah,
you want to keep
good
this
there.
one down the right side a little bit to open up that flag.
Yeah, from what we've seen today, Karen, you really need to keep it down the right. It's been tough for players who've missed it left.
Well positioned at 14 for her second, Aditi Ashok. That on the bag, ready to go.
Just want to be careful here to not be too aggressive to this whole location. There is nothing but trouble. Long of this green. Everything slopes severely away. Has about 5 paces to work with beyond this flagstick. Ideally want to be just short and just left.
Landed it right where you talked about.
Yeah, that'd be a good place to putt from. This hole is being a short par 4, is playing under par today.
Hannah Green for birdie at 13.
Break the par streak? No. Just you keep giving yourself chances as a player and it gets exhausting. They just don't want to go in.
Next 2 holes are going to be important for her. Birdie opportunities at 14 and 15.
Roning in for birdie at 16.
Relatively flat putt, moving from her right to left.
Oh, aggressive. Wow. You know, she's confident with her putting right now. We've seen it all day. Aggressive with the pace, but that one a little too much.
Back here at 14, the third for Xiyu Lin going over the bunker.
It's a tough shot because you can't really see the green surface.
Good
Tough
shot.
to judge the distance control, but Janet made it look really easy there. Could have another great par save like the one at 11.
This is the third for Cheyenne Knight. Is it far enough to the right here, Karen? The angle doesn't look great.
No, she's still got to negotiate that bunker. And I think in an ideal world, Tom, you have to play this one a little defensively, a little out to the right. She only has 81 yards, but the ball is slightly above her feet.
Yeah, she did play defensively.
leave this coming back for par running in.
No, it's not comfortable distance. A little bit left to right might be the movement. She would have seen that as the ball traveled past.
I don't know if the ball would have done much traveling past Paige. It was going so quickly. Really solid. Really solid. Those are the putts that win tournaments. Those 4 5-footers to save par.
So she's up 2-2 to play. Back to 14. Ashok for birdie.
Not much break in this. Pretty much straight up the hill.
Up to 18. Birdie trying to finish up. Nelly Korda. Finished with an eagle last week. Finishes with a birdie this time around.
And she keeps putting herself right in position. Just needs to make a few more putts. Her ball striking and her golf swing look really solid.
Korda, the #1 player in the Rolex rankings. Meanwhile, at 14, Lynn for par. Not going to take anything for granted. These putts, 3, 4, 5-footers.
It looked like she stood over that one for a long time.
This is the tee at the 17th. And rolling in.
And this is one of the more challenging shots coming down the stretch. These last 2 finishing holes provide some challenge. Baranka along the right side. She's got the length. The going through the fairway left is also a challenge, although this is a wide fairway.
Doesn't like it, is it right?
Headed down the right. Oh no, that's fine.
Yeah, the one-handed finish. Yeah. Started that way and came back. Certainly indicated like she didn't like it. Maybe it was a poor strike.
She's going to get away with it.
Yeah.
And if that's your miss, and you can get away with your misses coming down the stretch.
Hannah Green looking for some birdies. Second at 14.
She stuffed it in here yesterday.
Heard the sigh. Nothing wrong with that. Got to get the putter hot now coming down the stretch.
Yeah.
Go back over to the 13th. Are there any leaderboards out there for these players to see the fact that that lead is at 10 under par, Karen?
I'm standing to the left of the green and I'm having a look around now, and I don't see one right here at this moment. So I'm pretty sure that they don't know where they stand at this moment in time.
I know there's a leaderboard down that they can see from the 15th green, so they'll know by the time they get down there that there's a gap that they need to close if it stays at 10 under par, if they're going to have a chance, Karen.
Well, and these holes are crucial. This par 5 here, the next hole, and then 15 as well. And then you kind of got to hold on a little bit down 17.
It's a pretty good line as well. This is the time for these players to close the gap on the tee at the 15th. Aditi Ashok aiming well right, Morgan.
Yeah, but the tee up, those right bunkers are not in play. You mentioned her added length. She worked so hard this winter. A lot of speed training, trying to gain more muscle in the gym. Really has picked up about 15 yards in driving average from last season to this season. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, I remember prior to the Olympics, she'd suffered with COVID and lost about 15 yards of distance, so she's gained that back and more.
Eight under, 1 over for the round. Cheyenne Knight on the tee at 14.
And being back into the wind, the bunker down the fairway isn't really a problem for her.
That's all you want to do here at 14. Find the fairway, short par 4. Up on the green, Hannah Green still in search of a birdie.
Got to take the cellophane off the hole here.
Oh, nope. Still there.
I thought that was going to be the one.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, man.
Pars throughout the day. Look at that scorecard. Still 3 back. 15.
It'll be the second shot for Aditi Ashok. You can see what lurks short of the green here with the flag at the back. Not thinking about the Barranca at all. Big shot for Aditi. Find the green, give yourself a chance for an eagle, guarantee the birdie. The key, if she can, to get it onto the correct level. The flag at the back of the green on a shelf that sits up.
This here would be just a little bit right of the flag stick. That's going to settle in the bottom tier. She's going to have a chance.
Yeah, very similar putt to the one we saw from Roning Yin. And not too far away over on the 17th. The second shot for Roning Yin, and one of the more difficult shots on the golf course page.
It is. There's no real bail on this. Maybe short right if you were uncertain. But 160 yards front, 180 to the hole. She's got a 6-iron. There is some helping wind and right to coming out of the right as well.
This green has been slightly easier to hit today than it has been so far this week. About half the field hitting this green in regulation.
This on a good line.
Okay, she's going to settle there. Well, she'll have a decision to make as to how she handles going over that fairway grass. Yeah, the first 3 days, less than 40% of the field were hitting the green here in regulation. Roning Yin looking to become the second player to add 2 victories in 2023 after Lilia Vu won last week at the Chevron Championship. This would be a breakout year for Roning Yin, and a breakout player. Lin at the 15th, her second. Just seen Aditi Ashok find the green, but find the lower level, and this doesn't want to go too far by. It's going to drop down onto that little plateau, or maybe on the edge there. That might help her.
Might help her with the upslope. She's on a pretty good upslope there. Still a tricky shot.
107. Okay. Too far.
A little too far.
Okay. So you gotta get at least
526 on.
Okay, that's before the ridge, and it's in the middle of the section then.
I mean, just because like I feel like every day it's just something like face balance.
Okay, so 25, so it'd be 102. 102 is probably playing at least 105, 106.
So half pitching wedge again?
Yeah, yeah.
Just 105 shot.
Yeah, it's fine. 105. It's good. You got 5 yards right of it, so just finish it, just a touch left of it. It's good.
So there's a good little confidence boost there from Champagne, her caddy, saying there's 5 yards right of it. Because when you're standing in her position on a fairway, it looks like there's nothing to the right of it. And it looks like there's just the biggest severe drop-off. Very easy to not be aggressive here and play a little bit safe out to the left.
It's a little bit where she's aimed, Karen. Just a little bit left. Said she's trying to hit a half pitching wedge. And a safe play. But we're getting to the point where she might need to do a little bit more than safe.
Looking down at the 15th green on the right of your screen, on the left is the 17th, so very close by. Be able to see over and see what Roning Yin is doing. Meanwhile, Shiyu Lin chipping. And as you say, Morgan, maybe a little advantage coming off the upslope here.
I think there are 2 advantages here. 1 coming off the upslope and 2 coming out of the rough. where she might be able to slide this club just underneath the ball enough to get some height, additional height. If she had gone another 2 feet further, been on a flat lie and in the fairway cut, that would have been a much more challenging shot.
So I mentioned Roning In's pretty close by. This is her third over at 17.
And everything about this shot is how that first bounce is going to react if she doesn't land it all the way on the green. Fringes have been very unpredictable.
Oh, scooped it. Scooped it just enough.
Aditi Ashok has had a magical moment at the 15th already. This was in the second round, and just keep an eye on this golf ball. Her third shot. Flag was tucked over on the right. Went straight in on the fly. It was an eagle 3 for Aditi, and what she would do for another eagle at the 15th. And she's given herself a chance. You don't see that very often, by the way. The ball going straight in and staying in the bottom of the cup. It's going to run out of speed. Birdied this hole in the opening round when they moved the tee up. Par yesterday, and she'll have that for a birdie today. Meanwhile, Roning Yin has what could be a vital putt for par here at the 17th come the end of the day.
Yeah, the shots that are required on the 17th hole, you're just not allowed to hide. And I feel the very same on this putt. I don't see a ton of movement, so you cannot hide. Just hit a solid stroke.
No, knew it right away. She'll fall to 9 under par. Aditi Ashok will have that putt just a short distance away to get to 9 under par, and it is very close at the top of the leaderboard as we go to 14 and Cheyenne Knight's putt. She makes it. So Cheyenne Knight with a birdie at 14. We talked about this area of the golf course, 14 and 15 being the holes where you can make a score and climb up that leaderboard. This is the 15th. Aditi.
And every time, Tom, we felt like somebody's been in control of this tournament. Just wait a few minutes and it will shuffle in a different direction.
I mean, Morgan, you look away and you look back and there are 3 at the top, tied at 9 under. Allison Lee for birdie. So many fans out here watching her this week. Great finish. 69 here, 2 under in the final round. Had that charge early, birdie eagle to start, and the gallery got all revved up, and solid final round.
Xi Yulin to get it up and down at 15, so she's to 8 under par. Yeah, but just a few minutes ago, Roning Yin was 10 under, could have chipped it in to get to 11 under par, and suddenly it's going to be a tough score to match.
Moment to remind you can go behind the scenes with LPGA players Leona Maguire, Mina Haragai, Lilia Vu, and Maria Fassi as we shine a light on their activities on and off the golf course. Check out the LPGA social channels to watch Drive On LPGA All Access. So it is 9 under the lead. That's what the lead was to start the day. Cheyenne Knight and had those early bogeys, but Knight right back to where she started. Aditi Ashok trying to win for the first time. Roning Yin trying to win for the second time this season. Aditi Ashok on the tee at 16.
Yeah, good play, good position here. Up the left side of the fairway, so we'll have a little bit better angle towards that back right hole location.
Hannah Green, second at the 15th.
She got this well past
It's a big
the
drop.
crosswalk. Haven't really seen anybody on that side of the crosswalk today.
Just get it to sit down on the top level. Okay, makes the putt a lot easier. And Hannah Green will have an eagle putt there to get to 9 under.
You get another one, Tom.
She may win a tournament without a birdie in the final round.
Right.
She'll be an eagle. All pars so far.
And if they want to look at a leaderboard, there are, as we said, leaderboards up here, this part of the golf course. So to the last 18, the par 3, which has been easier than it's been the last couple of days because of that whole location. Roning in 3 over on the par 3s this week, though.
She took a look at this whole location as she crossed the bridge on 17, so she has a good idea how much green she has to work with. She's got 10 paces over that bunker between her and the flag. Carry is 145.
Ideally, want to be just right of this flag stick. This is too much to the right, though. Gets a fortunate bounce there to stay on that top side.
20-year-old from China looking to win for the 2nd time.
Maybe sensing a little bit of pressure here on these last hole and a half.
How much of a difference maker was that ball staying out of the bunker, do you think?
I think a huge difference. I think it's much easier now.
Now Cheyenne Knight on the tee at 15.
Got to take advantage of this par 5, and she's hit a really nice little drive down there. Even on a slight fade, Tom.
Yeah. So that's in good shape. Players going for this green in 2 with the tee moved up at 15, and as we talked about, 14 and 15 the holes where we've seen plenty of birdies and eagle potential at the 15th, and Cheyenne Knight rolls one in at the right time at 14, trying to win for the 2nd time out here.
Today's coverage is brought to you by JM Eagle, delivering good water to you. And by Volunteers of America, helping those who need it most for over 125 years. Playing for that trophy for the very first time here at Wilshire Country Club, and 3 at the top. Roning in just avoided the bunker here at 18.
And has a very straightforward chip shot from here. A lot of players want the opportunity to do a do-over, and considering the disappointment she may have felt after her last chip shot, this is one I'm sure she's eyeing to not only get close, but this is a makeable chip.
Sitting up very nicely in the rough here. Only just want to make sure to not go underneath it again like she did on the last hole.
There you go.
That's kind of what happened.
Yep.
Another scoop.
Oh, we talked about this golf course too. You try to get it 13, 14, 15 the opportunities, but then 17 and 18 are not easy. How about Aditya Ashok, 2nd at 16?
I can take dead aim on this flag stick. Plenty of green to work with.
Got a chance. That would take her to 10 under and the lead by 1.
Good look here, Morgan, back towards the Hollywood side.
Yeah, a little bit up the hill, breaking right to left.
Oh, just didn't give it enough for the eagle.
Might be the first birdie of the day.
It is going to be the first birdie of the day. I think she'll make that one.
Sarah Kemp missed the green. Chip to here, this for par.
You know, a pretty well done chip shot from the lower left portion. But she will have given Huyoning a bit of a read from there.
Similar line, Paige.
It looks to be it's a tight squeeze back here, so it was difficult for me to get to the other side of the hole to be able to put good eyes on this. I suspect this putt will be moving slightly from her right to left given the overall slope of the green, and I believe that's what Sarah's did as well.
Well, for a player who really felt terrible about her putting on Friday, said, I can't even make a 3-footer, switched to left-hand low come Saturday and has a huge putt right here to post in the clubhouse. It's going to have to muster all of the confidence in her putting right at this moment.
Yeah, it felt like she maybe came out of that putt on the previous hole. So trying to make an adjustment here to stay down.
And this one breaking to her left as opposed to the one on the last hole broke away a little bit to her right. This would be a better looking putt for her. She didn't play really any right to left break on that. Inside right was where she was lined up. And that's just, you can't get complacent around this golf course. These finishing holes are so difficult. And you have to stay focused the entire way around.
So we had one in the clubhouse at 8 under already. Jakob Foodaway with a 65. It's a final round 67 for Roning Yin to post 8 under as well. Disappointing finish though, last couple.
Big shot here for Cheyenne Knight, the second at the 15th.
Doesn't have a great line, Tom. It's kind of sitting down a little bit. This is a 5-foot and this is going right.
Yeah, better be long enough to carry. It doesn't. That's going to go out of bounds. It went into that fence. It's hit a rock in the barranca and gone out of bounds.
And that's worse than having gone in the penalty area, because now she has to replay the shot.
Yeah, you saw it just hit a rock and bounce into that fence. Unless it's dropped down by the path, then it's going to be out of bounds. I mean, that's Beverly. You can't play it from over there. That is so unlucky for her. Well, she's going to hit a provisional ball.
So, I mean, you can hit
yeah, it's very misleading. With the signals from the volunteers.
120. So lay up to 70.
Going to lay up with this one now.
I'm not surprised. I mean, I was surprised she went for it, to be honest. The first time the lie was really sitting down, and I thought I wouldn't blame her for laying this one up, and I'm known for going for everything, so, and I probably would have had a crack at laying it up.
That is just a devastating shot for Cheyenne Knight. That second, her chances to win here.
Tom, we said it, you can't look away. A moment ago we had 3 tied at the top. Xiu Lin, this for par. A moment ago. So she will drop back to 7 under. Big chance for Aditya Shook, no doubt unaware of what's taking place up ahead. This for birdie.
A little bit downhill, left to right. Not a ridiculous amount of speed, but just something to think about.
I think she had the line, just ran out of pace. However, it's par at 16, and she will stay at 9 under. The trouble for Cheyenne Knight at 15. We come down the stretch here at the JM Eagle.
Cheyenne Knight walked down to where she thought the ball had hit the fence. She was asking rules official Karen whether the ball was in the penalty area, but he said no. Once it's over that fence, it's out of bounds.
Yeah, because you imagine that the barranca would go and continue through under the road or be part of it. And sometimes I've seen it where they have marked the bridge as part of that, but the boundary fence is right there.
Let's take a look at the end of this second shot from Cheyenne Knight. You can see the ball there. There are plenty of rocks for it to bounce off. It just hits the rocks and goes straight left. See if we can see where it goes in. It does not come out.
I mean, it's just doubly unlucky. Unlucky to get into the lie off the tee. Unlucky to hit the rock and go out of bounds and not be just in the penalty area.
At the most because of the wind.
85.
Yeah. See, that's the most, 85.
There's going to be a fifth shot coming up, so whilst they figure that out, let's go to the tee at 17. Aditi Ashok. And she seems to like that one, picks the tee up quickly.
I wonder if she's going to take a look at this leaderboard here. She walks up to the 17th green. It's hard to avoid.
But she's, I don't know if Cheyenne's score will have been posted by then. This is a big shot here if she can try and get this one up and down, Karen.
That's exactly what you've got to do. You've got to try and gather yourself, get some composure here now, because it's very easy to feel completely flattened by what's happened. And under the circumstances, this is tremendous.
Yeah, she's given herself a chance to drop the one shot. You feel like if she makes a bogey, she's still got a chance. A double bogey would be a big deficit to recover from. Let's go to 16.
And don't forget about Hannah Green, just one back. Look for her second birdie of the day. Center of the green.
It's usually a good place to be, Terry.
So Cheyenne Knight is going to walk down, cross the bridge onto the green, head spinning, but able to gather her thoughts and produce a very good fifth shot in the end. But just tried to push too much with that second.
Well, she's handled all the adversity she's been stuck with today. There you see her closing her eyes as she's walking up to this green, just trying to regain some composure, but she's really handled herself well. Got off to a tough start, has stayed patient, has hung in there, hasn't looked flustered outwardly whatsoever. This is a big putt coming up here.
The big shot coming up for Aditi.
It is 158 to the front, 178 to this whole location. Wind is mostly right to left. Maybe a touch of help in it.
You can see her dad there motioning that page.
And I think that's why so many players have left just to the right of the screen. Getting the crosswind a little bit uncomfortable. The right edge of the green would be a great one.
Ideally want to land something about 10 paces on the green and let it release back towards that hole.
Leaning like it's going right. It's going to be right and short. And that is leaving her quite a bit of work to do. This is a moment ago. You for an eagle.
Hit a lovely 3 hybrid 2 here, up and over that tier.
Now, there she goes, gets it to 6 under par, recovers almost all of the damage from earlier in the round. Now just 1 over for the day.
Got to give herself a chance here, Hannah Green.
She's got to make something today, doesn't she, Terry?
No, just has not gotten it to the hole for the most part on these greens today.
Just been off with her speed. It just makes it really tough.
Big putt here for Cheyenne Knight, the bogey putt. Well, we've seen the 17th claim some victims over the years. Think of Jin Young Ko, think of Inbee Park going into the Barranca. You don't expect it at 15. But maybe that will be the story this time around. That Barranca, which meanders its way around the golf course, comes into play on so many holes, 13 holes in total. And it is a place that catches out so many players during the week. Shi Yu Lin second at 17.
170 to the hole from here. Good angle. This is on a good line.
Well, don't write off Shi Yu Lin just yet. She's going to give herself a short birdie putt, as good as we've seen at 17. And that would move her to 8 under par. Aditi certainly not guaranteed a 4 at the 17th hole. So that 9 under total may not be the lead for much longer, depending on what she does with her third.
Long way from over here, Tom. Aditi Ashok walks up to the green, 17. Here's the tee at 16, lower part. You will be first to go.
Staying aggressive with the driver off this tee. Good strike there, finding the fairway.
So you got a few players here trying to, well, she's done a good job all day. You mentioned it, Cheyenne Knight, with the tough start. She's going to have to find that same composure right now.
She has to stick to her routine here, focus one shot at a time, get this ball in the fairway, give herself a chance for birdie. These last few holes are hard, but they are doable with good, solid execution.
And that's the first start, Morgan, hitting the fairway right here.
She's bound to be flustered walking off of that tee.
Here's Aditi's third. Oh, all about that bounce.
It just almost like it hit into the grain. Bounced straight up in the air. It's so unpredictable with this Poe Bermuda fringe around these greens.
Kafudawe has been in the clubhouse for quite some time after that round of 65. It'd be interesting to know what she thought her chances were when she finished. Whether she thought there was going to be any more golf for her to play.
Go hit balls.
Right. As you take a look at the bio for Aditi, 25 years of age from Bangalore. As we mentioned yesterday, had great success on the Ladies European Tour, a win this year. Searching for that first win on the LPGA. Played in the final group for the first time yesterday at the weekend. Had that near miss in the Olympics in Tokyo. Finished 4th just outside of the podium. Huge story back in her home country. Have you seen much in this one, Paige?
I'd see a slight left to right, and I say that with a lower level of certainty. This whole green is relatively flat. I see left edge.
Stay one ahead. And it just wandered away. And so the lead goes back to 8 under par, and there are 4 players tied here in the LA Championship.
What a roller coaster of a day, Tom. It has been all over the place, and we knew that this course was set up for drama coming into the day.
And look at Nelly Korda, who's so close once again. She bogeyed the par 5 15th, hit a tee shot into a bush, had to take an unplayable. It has been a season of near misses for the world #1. And now Shi Yu Lin to join the group at 8 under par.
I don't see much in this. Moving a little bit from her left to right would have been confirmed by Aditi's putt.
make it 5 players at the top. Who is going to win this?
Tom, how about this too? What do you think Hannah Green would have said if you told her before the round you're going to stand on the tee at 17, you will have made 1 birdie all day, and you're going to share the lead?
Yep, that's all.
No way.
You wouldn't think you'd have a chance with the amount of players that were in the hunt today, and the golf course playing a little easier, as you mentioned earlier in the broadcast.
I didn't think that 8 under would hold up. I still maybe don't think that it will, but there isn't anybody on the range right now.
Cheyenne Knight just 1 back as she takes a look at her second at 16.
Has an 8-iron in hand from 139. The wind is a little into and off the left. This green is raised and elevated.
She won't yet know that Aditi made bogey there. Just a tug.
She found another divot there. Morgan 2 off the tee shot. It's just been one thing after another on these 2 holes for her.
Oh no. Just unlucky. I feel like everything's stacked up against you.
All right, to the tee. Up top here at 18, right in front of the clubhouse. So many fans gathering right there and on the terrace to watch them finish up play, and did not expect to have 5 players at 8 under. 2 of them in the clubhouse already, but Xiyu Lin will be first to play, needing a birdie to take the lead all by herself.
And I will say power has not been a part of this story. This golf course requires some precision and strategy to move around it. In this case, I think somebody with a little higher ball flight, with a little more spin, is going to benefit to try to get this ball anywhere near the hole. Just tough being downwind. Xiyu Lin has a little bit more pop to the ball, so she might be able to get it to stop if she were to carry on line with the hole, or with on line with the pin.
Yeah, Paige, if it favors one player on this tee box of this pairing, it would be Xiyu Lin with her slightly higher ball flight, and Aditi has a more flatter trajectory.
12 birdies at 18 today so far.
Playing the easiest that it has all week. Just want to pick a target about 5 to 10 feet right of this flag.
It's on an aggressive line.
Just dives clear the bunker. What a great look to get it to 9 under. We've been watching her on the LPGA Tour for a decade now, looking to break through with a win. How close did it come, Maureen?
Yeah, fortunate kick here, forward, nice bounce. Think of the irons on 17 and on 18, 2 of the most challenging holes out around this golf course, and set up to host 9 in the clubhouse.
Got past that bunker by about a yard, a little more than I thought initially, but a soft hop then. Great look. Aditi Ashok trying to win for the first time.
She's going to have to take it right of this hole to keep it on the green, I believe. She's got 16 paces beyond the pin if she takes it just right of the flag.
Those 2 shots. Come on now.
What an answer. She's playing with Xiyu, knows what she has to do. Lovely.
Back at 16 a moment ago. Here on you, second.
Up the hill, 119. Just come off eagle at the previous hole.
Nearly another one. That second bounce. And that would get her to 7 under.
At the 17th, the second shot here for Hannah Green. Turning away as though it's missing the green right. And that has been a very popular spot, but those sprinkler heads are going to be right in line with the flag, and I don't think she's going to be close enough to be able to move that ball. Let's go up to 16.
Cheyenne Knight a long way from the hole.
And these greens are so small, Terry, you don't often get putts of this length. Hard to judge the speed.
Oh, she did a wonderful job. It's all you're kind of hoping for that distance.
Please welcome to the green from China, Xiyu Lin. And from Bangalore, India, please welcome Aditi Ashok.
So a player from India, a player from China in this pairing, both trying to win for the first time, and both with brilliant tee shots here at the last, and a chance to take the lead at 9 under. Bring it back up here to the green at 16. You for birdie to get it to 7 under par.
From this part of the green, not sure that it does much. I'm not sure I want to give it outside the hole for sure. Delicately done.
It's right there. Hasn't gone away. Eagle, birdie, the last two.
With everything that she's battled today, to stay patient and battle it back, hasn't had her best stuff, but she's right in there. Run the tables.
Hannah Green's third. Got to chip it over those sprinklers, maybe fly it all the way to the green. And that is a great touch. Didn't have many options there.
That's exactly what she needed to do. Landed it just on the fringe and got a nice bounce forward.
Aditi Ashok with a birdie to get it to 9 under. At the top.
How solid was that, Terry? And look at her smile. She knows how important that putt was.
So now there is one with the lead, but another one with a birdie to tie. And what we do know is that you're correct. 8 under did not hold up.
That was a big moment for Aditi right there, making that putt under pressure. Can Xiyu answer? Inside right putt here.
Two in the clubhouse at 9 under here at Wilshire Country Club. How impressive. I mean, you've been there. How impressive are those two putts?
Wonderful putts. And I mean, the way Janet Xiyu Lin played those last 2 holes, birdieing 17 and 18, 2 of the toughest holes on this golf course, to get her a chance for her first ever LPGA Tour victory. She's been so close. Beautiful end over end roll. Sneaks it in the left side.
Yeah, New still has a chance. This her tee shot at 17.
Hang on, man.
Leaking right. Caddy's asking for it to stay up.
All right. Sure.
Okay. And now Cheyenne Knight.
Don't expect this one to be quite as far right as that. And this one is going to be just fine, Tom.
So right now, 2 players tied at 9 under par. They're going to complete their scorecards and wait to see whether they will be caught.
Back at Wilshire Country Club. And 2 of the players in the mix down the stretch. Xiyu Lin roning in. Post-round hug. And Xiyu Lin at 9 under. Aditi Ashok. So Aditi will head to the clubhouse. There are 2 there at the top, but still a couple of players obviously with a chance coming down the stretch. Think about how many players, Morgan, had a chance, whether they knew it or not, to make a putt and perhaps win at 18. And Jakob Fluterway to get to 8 under.
The first one to post at 8 in the clubhouse.
Running in for par to stay at 9 under and post that number. So trouble at 17, trouble at 18. Xiyu Lin playing along with Aditi Ashok comes to the tee here and just under pressure. What a shot.
Brand new irons in the bag for the first time this Thursday. Puts him to good use on these last 2 holes.
But Aditi Ashok with a putt to post 9 under. And then matched by Xiyu Lin. So they will wait. But you have a few players, including Hannah Green, at 8 under with a chance to get in that what would be a playoff as well. Back to 17.
Yeah, Cheyenne Knight needs to go birdie. Second shot here.
Got the hybrid out here, Tom.
Oh no, don't flirt with those trees. Okay.
Finally got a fortunate break there, Tom.
She's had some pretty bad luck over the last few holes.
1 birdie today for Hannah Green, needs 1 here.
Good looking shot right here.
Where was the hop? Where was the kick?
Forward bounce that Xiyu Lin just got.
Now you second.
Going to try and use that high fade here to try and get close to that flag, but this one looks a little left.
Might get a hop down towards the green. Yeah, it's trying. Well, they're going to have to hold them from off the green, otherwise they'll need a hole in 1 to get into a tie. Those shots very important. Back out at Wilshire, and Xiyu Lin tied right now with Aditi Ashok at the top of the leaderboard, looking likely to be a playoff. Certainly between those 2 players. Who will join them? 2 at 17 have a chance, but these ones need to go in. This is you for a birdie.
Well, choosing to use the putter here, and she did chip in yesterday from off the green, but this one is a little downhill at first. Got to give it a go.
Just hopped at the beginning, didn't it?
Yeah.
Hopped offline slightly, so going to need to ace the 18th to get into a playoff. That would be quite a way to do it, wouldn't it? And Cheyenne Knight, is she going to putt this one or chip this one?
She has the putter out, and I think with this club, you're going to require a little bit of luck as the ball runs through that fairway height piece of grass that she's going to have to go through. She's had enough bad luck so far today that this might, but it could work out for her. She obviously feels that this is the best option for her right now. But again, you've got to give it a chance.
Needs to knock this one in and birdie the last. Just whether that ball will stay on line through the fringe grass. Gave it a chance, but she, and like you, will need to hold that and make a hole in 1 to get into the playoff. Let's go to the 18th.
Hannah Green needs to get it there as well. This to get it to 9 under, join them in the playoff.
Any putt goes in today. This would be a nice one right here.
What a nice time to find it. Second birdie all day. To 9 under. It is still alive.
Finally got the cellophane off the hole. Got it to the hole. And I talked earlier today about patience. She has shown a lot of patience in this round. And here she is, tied for the lead.
So there are 3 at 9 under par. And final pairing on the green at 17.
And Cheyenne Knight for the par.
And that was a large roll that you couldn't miss back here on the 17th green. Does what she needs to do. Just for one final chance, Tom.
Yeah, I mean, it's a slim chance, isn't it? But, you know, it's there nonetheless. And you think about the conversations we've had and what we've seen with players struggling on these greens, but somehow the best players in the world, they find it on the 18th hole when they needed to. Those three players at the top of the leaderboard all made putts on 18 to get to 9 under par.
And the playoff holes is right back to the 18th tee.
Yeah,
all 3 of them so far have birdied that finishing hole.
The 4 there, so again, like Cheyenne Knight needs to hold it at the 18th. If they need more than one, they'll go back to 18, then 10, 17, 18.
Well, these two take that walk up to the tee at 18. Here's the thing, Tom. If you do get it done here, you will be remembered.
Yes, you will.
So, two off the.
And
go ahead.
It wouldn't be a walk-off either. You'd have to still have to go back and play it again.
You still got more work to do. So everybody gathered here. The gallery up near the clubhouse. Great scene every year here. I know it's a different event, but the same setting at Wilshire Country Club and part of the great legacy of golf in LA, right in the middle of the city. There's something special about, I think. I mean, everybody's got their own idea of what works and doesn't work, but I mean, with this setting right here, I think it's terrific.
And I'd love to see a nice crowd out here today. I think you might be a little biased too, being able to walk to work.
Well, you're right about that, but I mean, whether it's LA, whether it's Chicago, whether it's New York, whatever, it's special.
It's very special to see LA skyline. You aim at it at the buildings on the 17th tee. On 18, you're looking right at the Hollywood sign. It's a very unique setting here.
So obviously, an ace is needed. But you've got Hannah Green, Aditya Ashok, Shiyu Lin, who all birdied the 18th hole here, just a few miles from that famous sign.
Yu has the perfect ball flight for this whole location. She hits a high fade. She has a 7-iron out.
Pretty good in the air. Yeah, just carried it. And that's through the week when the whole location is not up front. What we've seen players deal with.
That's not even a possible pitch, but was aggressive.
This is a player who started the day with the lead. She was up by 2, looking for a second win. Last time around, 2019, when she got that win, she did not lead starting the final round. So it's a different situation. And had early troubles, early bogeys, but kept her composure until the mistake and the tough break at 15.
I'm trying to find a little magic right now. The wind is helping off the left a little bit here too. It doesn't look like there's any green to use over those front bunkers.
One side!
Give herself a chance. So it will be Hannah Green, Aditya Ashok, and Shiyu Lin in a playoff here at Wilshire Country Club. First edition of the JM Eagle LA Championship. I mean, what a finish for those 3 players. You know what you have to do when you stand out that tee at 18, either to take the lead or then tie the lead, and then the putts as well.
And we talked about the Kentucky Derby earlier today. All of these players jockeying for position all day, and what a way to finish on 18. Now the players get to go right back to the 18th tee. It hasn't been very long since they've stood on that tee. They all chose the right club, will more than likely choose the same club next time around, and they're coming into that hole with some confidence of having just made birdie on such a difficult hole.
Just a mindset as a player in a playoff. Any difference? It's a par 3. as opposed to a par 4 normally?
I've never played a par 3 in a playoff as the only hole, so I don't have a good context of what that would be, but you just eliminate the tee shot. Take dead aim at the flagstick. You've got to play aggressively in a playoff. It becomes more of a match play situation, even though there are 3 players, but you want to make that birdie. You know that birdie will at least get you 1 more hole. I don't know that par so much. Par might get you knocked out.
Rounds of 4 under for Xiyu Lin and Aditi Ashok here in the final round. Hannah Green just 2 under, and they were all pars and 2 birdies, but those 2 birdies came at just the right time. She's got a couple of wins in her career, including a major championship, and 2 other players who we've watched out here for quite some time. Aditi Ashok for 7 years now, Xiyu Lin for a decade out here trying to break through. Final pairing finishing up here. Some work to do for you. This is not easy from off the green.
No, there's nothing fun about this shot at all. She's found herself on a little bit of a downslope. And then you might think you could run it up that slope. Well, the grass is too long on that slope to run it through it. So whatever you do, you've got to land it on the green. You're just trying to figure out how you can get this somewhere on the green to give yourself a little putt. She's calling the rules official over right now.
What would she be asking for here?
Yeah, what's this about, Karen, do you think?
I just went down there and I had a brief look, just looked at the lie, but there's a sprinkler drain in line between her and the hole. But it's
not, and then secondly, it has to be within 2 club lengths of the green. It's not, so unfortunately, nothing there for you. Yep.
Yeah, that was wishful thinking, trying to get relief from the drain that was in her line, thinking that she might be able to roll it on the green through that. But honestly, I don't know how you could roll it through the length of the grass on that steep slope bank that's right in front of her anyway.
The only shot she has here, Karen, is open the face, try and get underneath it to get it anywhere close to this flag. Got to carry it onto the green.
There is a slight upslope about a yard onto the green that if you can land it there with that height, you have a chance, maybe.
She's got 2 different clubs. I don't see how you hit anything but your most lofted wedge.
And she might still be trying to jam it into that bank and get it to pop up.
So I was going to say, maybe.
Yeah.
Looks like a 7 or an 8 iron
and
here.
That does look like the choice.
Have you guys seen anyone try and do this play before from down here?
Not this week.
No.
I've tried it before and it was unsuccessful.
It just seems like the grass is just too long and it's too steep a slope. We shall see. Hopefully she has a good result. Oh, that was well done.
Complete guessing game. Wow. That was pretty unbelievable. There is, look at how far below the surface of the green she is. And that rough was green. It was thick.
To be able to judge it, I know it's guesswork to some extent. That was beautiful.
I think even she was surprised by that result.
A little bit. And overall, at this moment in time, you've competed to try to win down the stretch all day today. Got to be a little deflated. And try to put that out of your mind at the moment and take care of business, but going to come up just short. Cheyenne Knight trying to finish up at 8 under.
A little bit of movement to this as well, and again, Cheyenne's feeling the same thing. She's been, really close here this week. Had to fight all day. She's battled through a lot of stuff out here today, and
all in all, it was a tough day. Tough 15th hole was her undoing. is playing really good, solid golf and needs to take all of those positives into this busy summer stretch of the season.
But as a player, an athlete, I know it's not all about that one shot, but that you're going to go through that in your head for some time.
She's going to think, what could have happened if I had laid up?
This would be some par.
I didn't think we'd be saying that, Terry. I thought we'd be looking at a putt of about, 20 footer would have been really good from down there, let alone this length. Just magnificent. I mean, Sean Clunes, her caddy, was really talking her through that, where to land it and whatnot. Morgan, you had to put enough topspin on it to get it up through that bank. But this to finish it off.
Several years.
No doubt. She has all the game. Very impressive young player.
So we've got a playoff straight ahead. 3 players. Shiyu Lin, Aditya Shook, and Hannah Green to the tee at 18 when we come back. Fourth playoff of the season on the LPGA Tour. They've come in the past 5 tournaments. So Hannah Green, Aditya Shook, and Shiyu Lin will be on the tee at 18. This wasn't about, I know other players made mistakes, some down the stretch, but this was about going out and getting it at 18.
Especially after Aditya's bobble on 17, dropping a shot. Impressive bounce back.
Shiyu Lin followed that putt with a birdie of her own. And then it was Hannah Green, longer distance.
The only thing that she made of length all day.
All pars, a birdie at 15 and a birdie at 18 for Hannah Green here in the final round. One of the 3. Shiyu Lin has been in the playoff, lost in Thailand in the playoff last season. And Hannah Green, who's won twice, including a major championship. Aditi and Shiyu looking for their first win on the LPGA.
You'd think solely based on experience, you would have to give the nod to Hannah Green. Being able to come up clutch in big moments in the past in her career, but could be an opportunity for a DT or Shiyu to break through for their first victory.
Shiyu Lin, Aditya Shook played together all day today. Hannah Green in the pairing right behind them.
Another guy single. Good luck, guys.
So I believe it's Shiyu Lin first to play here. So Paige, you're with Shiyu watching out there on the tee.
He had an opportunity to see her last 2 iron shots in regulation. It was 7 iron into 17, then she hit close and made birdie, and it was 8 iron in regulation on this hole. Conditions have not changed much. It's a touch cooler than it was when she finished.
Par, bogey, par, birdie the 4 days here at 18 for Shiyu Lin.
It's probably been about 30 minutes since she's hit a full shot, maybe a little bit longer.
Iron again.
Going right. And that one gets the kick.
I think that might have landed about 2 feet from where her first one landed.
Just about.
Maybe just a fraction more to the right, gets a little bit more of a kick to the left. She'll have a very similar putt to the one that she had in regulation.
Had to be a little nervous when that was in the air. Maybe just outside of 10 feet.
Just a fraction longer than the putt she had in regulation.
Didier Shook, who talked to Paige during her round a couple of days ago about how much the effort at the Olympics meant to India, how much a win out here would mean in her country. And Karen out there watching.
Well, and you could really see the social media impressions and the media impressions that were made by what she did. I mean, they just went through the roof. With regards golf and searching for golf, this is high. It's on a good line.
Very similar to what she did also in regulation. Didn't quite get the bounce forward. We'll have a little bit of a different putt, but wonderful shot.
She knew it was good right away. She didn't even watch the end. And Hannah Green, last of the three.
And she looked so cool, calm and collected standing on the tee. DT was kind of looking in her yardage book, kind of a bit fidgety with it, trying to figure out what she was doing. And Hannah was just standing there like, ho-hum, you know, like no big deal.
Two good shots in here that she watched, though. Maybe some pressure.
Oh, this is pretty good.
After Shiyu Lin and Didier Shook got it pretty close. That was brilliant.
All three of those shots under this pressure of trying to win on the LPGA Tour. Hannah's been so close on this golf course in the past. Is this the day she finally gets it done?
Morgan, I don't know about you. I'm just sitting here admiring what these players have done at this hole in regulation and now in the playoff.
Look at those eyes. Her eyes watching that shot. Staring it down.
Karen's right, even with the swing. I mean, unfazed by what the other two did here with their tee shots. But a chance, all three, a very good chance for birdie.
Just think about the roller coaster of emotions that all three of these players have been through today. DT getting out to a hot start. Hannah having 14 straight pars. She having a fast finish.
Yeah, Didier Shook the bounce back too. Remember, she bogeyed 17 and came back with the birdie at 18. Shiyu Lin back-to-back birdies, 17 and 18, and Hannah Green one of just two birdies all day. Well, it's going to take a birdie to win on this hole. And all three birdied it in regulation, so maybe again.
That would be really something right here.
Yeah.
But a DT to go first, put the pressure on her opponents. First one in is usually a good place to be.
And Terry, you talked about Adita's Olympic experience. The one thing that I remember specifically about how she played that week, it was this club. It was money for her at every turn.
Yeah, and it wasn't just the fourth place finish in Tokyo. The first time around in Rio, she welcomed the challenge and the responsibility of what it meant for golf in her country as a very young player. Is for birdie.
Just a fraction too much pace. What a good roll.
Caught a lot of the hole. Morgan, just enough speed to keep it out. Gave it a chance. Shiyu Lin will be next.
I believe this to be a straighter putt than what she saw at first in regulation. I still think it's moving from her right to her left, slightly down the hill.
It should just be just outside right here. It's a similar putt to the putt that Roning Yin had. Her countrywoman for par and missed on the low side.
A number of times on the LPGA, and now perhaps on the brink of a win.
Just like in regulation, catches that low lip, sneaks it in. Clutch putt.
So Shiyu Lin in with a birdie, Hannah Green to extend the playoff. So then there were two in the playoff. So you knew it would take a birdie to win. Got two birdies out of the three players, and they head back to the top and the tee here at 18. And Aditi Ashok, I mean, that, how close was that? Caught so much of the hole.
Looked good from about a foot short, just a fraction too much pace. But Aditi should be proud. Really solid effort here this week, and she's knocking on the door.
So they'll play 18 once again. Shiyu Lin and Hannah Green. Will be Lin first to go.
And it will be 8-iron once again. Pretty remarkable, Morgan, considering what you told us about her putting new irons in play and how the iron play has come up so strong for her in the last couple of holes. 3 birdies in a row now.
Yeah, I'll credit to her caddy Dave for driving the 2 hours down to Carlsbad and back on Wednesday afternoon just to make sure that she has these irons ready to go, something that she would be more comfortable with than what she had in her bag last week.
This headed right.
Yeah, that is well right of where the first one was. Catches the bunker.
Got a fortunate bounce there to kick down towards the bottom part of the bunker. A little bit on the upslope. She's got some green to work with. But the way that Hannah has played this hole, that might not be enough.
Yeah, obviously a big opening now for Hannah Green.
Well, you know that the window of opportunity has just got swung open in your favor here. You can't fall asleep though. You kind of still have to keep applying the pressure. The same club that she used just a few minutes ago. This is another beauty.
Just an automatic right now.
And that's almost the putt that she made in regulation. Took a soft bounce there. Advantage Hannah Green. You look at Shiyu's bunker stats from this week. She's only gotten up and down 1 out of 5 times. That was in round 3.
So two players that have birdied this hole twice today already. And Hannah Green with a good look at another one. Like Shi Yu Lin did get fortunate though, where that ball hit and then eventually ended up.
Yeah, she's on the upslope. It's a little bit of both. She's on the upslope, in sitting down just a touch, but also has a lot of green to work with. So really going to be important how far she carries this shot. There you can see it sitting down just a little bit. The upslope will make it go shorter.
Once again, let's give it up
sitting in a
for
little bit
Shi
of a
Yu
hole.
Lin and Hannah Green.
For Hannah Green, this would be win number 3, when a couple of times back in 2019, including the KPMG Women's PGA Championship, the 26-year-old from Perth. It's been a little while. Won the Cambia Portland Classic that year too, and the long wait for Shi Yu Lin, looking for her first. Paige, have you gotten a look at the line?
I have. The lie doesn't seem to bother. Like, I wouldn't be bothered by this lie. I mean, it is slightly down, but because the upslope is so severe, you're going to be catching quite a bit of sand first. I think a bigger concern is having enough courage to take a big enough swing, because this is likely going to come out really high and soft.
Stance, the first part of that.
Yeah, it's a pretty severe upslope that she's sitting on.
Really soft sand underneath the ball. Came out heavy. Just getting up. Look at how severe that upslope is. Just a ton of sand in the face of that bunker. More than she expected from where she dug her feet in. Didn't seem like there was as much sand where she was trying to take a stance.
On or close to the line for Hannah Green, so moves the coin. Karen, how about this one now for Hannah?
Well, when you're in Hannah's shoes now, I mean, you obviously want to give this one a go, just so that you don't give Shi Yu Lin a chance to tie you, but you don't want to give yourself a tester either. So there's that fine line, and I think you have to go back to just making sure that you hit the best possible putt that you can. She has a very calm demeanor about her. Nothing ever changes, and I think that is the best way to approach these.
This to win it. So she gave herself what should be just a little more than a tap in for par. And Shi Yu Lin at least would have gotten a read.
She certainly was an interested party watching that putt. I know Hannah would have been slightly more conservative with the way that she struck that, but she would have had a speed read as well. This more on the similar line to what she had in regulations and moving from her right to left.
For par, most likely to stay alive. left all the way. Made sure she got it there, but
It's going to be disappointing. Just a poor swing at the wrong time off that tee.
and now a little more than formality for that trophy. Took extra time, but Hannah Green wins the inaugural JM Eagle LA Championship. Her third win on the LPGA Tour. On a day, we talk about patience, and it's kind of a boring word. I mean, she needed plenty of patience today.
She exuded patience on this golf course today. I felt it was only a matter of time before she would win here at Wilshire, having been so close in previous championships here and winning one of the biggest trophies.
Literally one of the biggest trophies, yes. Third place, a second place, and now to the top of the leaderboard here. The second playoff hole as we send it down to Karen with a champion.
Hannah, I see all these emotions coming out from you. You look so cool, calm and collected. Where does this come from?
It's been a long few years. I know I played really well last year, but getting across the line has been really difficult. So I'm really proud of myself for hanging in there, because I really didn't think that I'd be in it with how I was playing and making so many putts. So yeah, I'm just obviously really happy, but the other emotion is coming out right now.
You got me going too. I mean, we see you always that cool and calm. And at what point today did you really start to believe you had this chance?
I knew you didn't need a low score today to win. I feel like this weekend played a lot different to the first couple of days. So my caddy just said, stay patient. You know, you always try and do that, but it's harder said than done. So I'm just really proud of holding that putt in regulation on 18, and obviously the putt last couple holes.
I heard everybody around you, they're calling for a shoey. Will you be doing a shoey?
I mean, I guess I have to give the fans what they want, right? But I wish I had new shoes.
Well, many congratulations. You thoroughly deserve this. Well done.
Thank you.
To Terry.
Karen, that's great. Put the pressure on with that question. That's terrific. So, you know, you go all pars until the 15th hole, and then you make a birdie there and a second birdie at 18 and eventually win it. She moves up to 10th in the race to the CME Globe. 55 spots.
And her point there, it's hard to get across the finish line. And she stayed patient all day and got it done.
And her first win since 2019 on the LPGA Tour. Credit to Shiyu Lin and Aditi Ashok. Don't get it done in the playoff, but played great late, especially at 18 with the birdie putts. Second playoff hole, it is Hannah Green, now a three-time winner on the LPGA. We're wide open down the stretch today. Some finish, huh?
It was a roller coaster of a day. I have a little whiplash from where the leaderboard went all day, but Hannah Green, congratulations on a wonderful victory this week.
Golf Central news, highlights, analysis from the world of golf coming your way next. And the LPGA Tour returns to Golf Channel Thursday at 6 o'clock Eastern. Day one, the coverage of the Hanwha Life Plus International Crown from the Bay Area of California, TPC Harding Park. So Aditi Ashok, Shiyu Lin get close, but it's Hannah Green who wins here at Wilshire Country Club. Thank everybody here as well for another great week in LA. For Margaret Pressel and the crew, I'm Terry Gannon. So long, everyone.